Hi folks, welcome to the Team GSP podcast with a bunch of different people today. So we've got some of the Strongwoman Ireland crew and they have questions that they have from the Instagram. So I think we're just going to crack straight into that.
The Instagram.
And then the Instagram, And then we might talk about some comp plans for next year, some ideas we have, bit of calendar stuff.
Yep.
Whatever you want, Matty.
Hit your questions there.
Okay, question number 1. As a comps newbie with one under my belt, what can I expect from other comps as far as events go?
Can we subtitle that?
Mario, don't even agree to that.
So what was the question again?
Yeah.
As you're such a sort of fuck.
Not even 5 minutes in.
As a comps newbie with one under my belt, what can I expect from other comps as far as events go?
Well, there's always standard events. Like, there's always going to be an overhead. There'll always be a deadlift.
Yeah.
There's always generally 2 moving events and then a kind of group event.
Yeah, or a loading over bar or something like that. It's the thing with strongman is I think there's no real set of events, and it could be anything. You know, you could come out with some crazy stuff like a Dinny ring hold or something like that.
So what I was actually going to say with this one is that generally I think, well, the majority of people, we have seen other competitions in other countries, not as smart, but generally your intermediates or your novices, you're going to keep the events relatively simple.
Yeah.
Something that can be trained pretty much in any gym, nothing that's too crazy or dangerous. So the basics, I suppose, like your sandbag carries, your farmers, your deadlifts, log, axle. Yeah, nothing too nuts.
From a promoting side as well, like trying to run a comp, we always try and keep it relatively simple for that level as well.
Yeah, I think when it comes to beginners, novices, all that, it's good to keep the events like farmers, yoke, sandbag, axle, log, deadlift, and maybe variations of them, medleys, combining them, because it's easy access and easy to train. So because they can train it, it's a lot safer rather than throwing them something completely different that they've never been able to do before. Plus, if we want to get people into the sport, I think it's when you put events in that are relatively easy for them to get access to, they're more likely to get into it. And then when they're in and they're hooked, they might actually travel then to go and train other stuff that they don't have easy access to. So I think that's why as you go up the ranks as a strongman woman, you should be able to, you should see like more varied events and more like mad stuff.
A bit more technically demanding.
A bit more technically, physically demanding, like, or even stuff that you know you're not going to be able to touch.
Or really cool stuff like Dinny holds.
I was going to say like a natural stone lift or something.
But then also like as you get more experience, you're doing more high profile competitions, which generally have more money behind, which have like more exciting events to be able to like build a wrecking ball hold and all that kind of
stuff. Like you
stuff.
couldn't put a Conan's wheel in most gyms. Or Hercules hold, but if you go to
but like these bigger shows,
absolutely,
with the funding behind them, they'd have those bigger events. So
absolutely,
that kind of goes hand in hand with it as well.
Yeah,
cool. Another one.
Another one is: are we looking at another OSG qualifier for 2025 in the black box?
Okay, so
we're definitely looking at another qualifier.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at a qualifier.
Yeah. Venue TBC.
Venue TBC. Date TBC. I have a ballpark. It's just. From my side of it anyway, for the men's, I have a lot on. We were talking about this earlier. The beginning of year with naturals and the untested side and everything else is jam-packed. I have a lot of events on, so I'm trying to figure out where
fit it all
in. There's potential of one of the natural comps being moved. Nothing to do with Ireland or UK for any of the people that might be listening, in case they're going to freak out. Elsewhere, that I would have to go to, so I'm hoping if that gets moved, I can slot something into that weekend. It's a bit of a clusterfuck right now, to be honest. It's not that it's not going to happen. It's just
logistics.
I need to when I put it out there, it needs to not move. It needs to be set, and there needs to be nothing getting in the way from my side of it.
And we're a bit kind of dictated slightly by that as well.
Yeah, because it's good because they're both OSG qualifiers and we do work hand in hand crew-wise as well.
We've got the same crew.
Like
we need to be in.
On both.
I'm thinking we're definitely going to be in March anyway.
It needs to be by the middle of March, right?
Yeah. Because of all the other routes and stuff.
The qualification pathway.
So I think maybe we should be able to the next week or two.
I was hoping to have it done this week, but I haven't gotten the answers I want
So
so far.
by the time you post this, it'll be a month away.
Well,
yeah.
So like we are today, where are we? The 26th of October.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that within the next week it should be out
We
there.
should have a date for everyone then, for the women.
Yeah, but,
I'll be frustrated if I don't have a date myself. I actually want to lay out the whole calendar for the year.
Well, we need to do that, I think, for
like,
everyone.
Yeah, for the natural
Yeah.
pathway, for the untested pathway, for just the GSP promotions pathway. I want to just have it all out there and people can just plan them.
So we can just book our holidays
Absolutely.
every weekend, Matty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot work this weekend.
Yeah.
So I think that,
So
venue to be...
venue to be confirmed, date to be confirmed, but we
Yeah.
are going to be running the same competition next year again.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that kind of leads into the next one, to be honest. So would you consider having the Open Ireland Strongest Woman on a different day to weight classes to make it a bigger production and get more athlete entries, etc.?
The open category on its own, is it?
The women,
I'm assuming,
Yeah.
So I think, Kayla, you have you... Yeah.
Ideally, that would be
Amazing.
like the
Fabulous.
end goal, have a really big open woman show, but we need the women to enter it.
Yeah.
Like, we had 5 women in the open category at OSG qualifiers this year. 6, I was pregnant. I would have done it as well. That would have made it up to 6. That's still not enough to do a
Absolutely
standalone
not.
show. We had 2 open competitions this year, ran one by Matty, one by ourselves, with cash prizes, relatively big cash prizes that isn't given in our country. And we had 7 women do the first one, 5 of them being Irish women, 2 of them
two
over from the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second was 3 Irish women, 2 of them being from the UK. In each of those competitions, only 1 open Irish woman did both.
Yeah.
So we can't put our resources into running a standalone open women's national competition with national title and qualifying pathways, knowing if the women are going to enter. I mean, if they're not going to enter the national level that we're at now, we only have 5 of them, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
They're not going to enter competitions where there's cash prizes, which I think is a really great incentive to do a competition.
Yeah.
Like, we can't put our resources and our energy into that if there's only going to be 5 women enter.
Yeah.
You know, we need the women to back themselves here and do it.
Absolutely. And I think if you go by the likes of, look at Ultimate Strongman opens Ireland's Strongest Man. It's a massive production, but how many people do you have? 12 lads?
12 are competing, yeah.
12 are competing. I know that's 25 years in the making, but still.
But
no, they had a qualifier as well, so there's lads in reserve there too, which makes it easier
for
because
the Opens.
if someone gets injured, bang, you slot someone else
but
in.
on that, like with the Ultimate Ireland's Strongest Woman, like I would not be willing to drop weights to what would essentially be an inter-level just to make sure we have women sign up when it's a national competition, a national title with a qualifying pathway that we have secured for it. You know, like having a 50 kilo log per reps or whatever is ridiculous for an open
level woman
competition. So not only do we need the women behind it, we need the caliber of women behind it as well, who are going to compete at this higher level. You know, it's like to have a national competition with weights like that for what we like. The winners go into Brits, Giants Live Brits.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and it's a 90 to 100 kilo log.
Yeah, like we can't
it could be.
We have to have a caliber go into that and be able to be. We're essentially preparing them for this next level of competition with what we put out.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of it here as you're talking. The women are there in this country. There are enough. Getting them together on one day is another story altogether. And will they actually do the comp?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth, maybe use this as a call to action and say, will you show up if we put it together? I don't think you could justify hiring a venue.
Absolutely.
I would still put it in a gym, but you could make a massive deal of it and you could run like a first timers and a class 1, class 2 league women only and have a women's only day.
We wouldn't be able to do it as just a standalone comp.
No.
But saying that as well, like even for OSG qualifier this year, we had to put pressure on women to sign up.
Yeah.
And that was just for all the weight classes to get, like we were looking for a minimum of 5 per category. And it took a big fuck-off post from us to put the pressure on women to actually sign up, because like if we don't get the women to sign up, and the onus is on them, we'll keep doing competitions and we'll keep putting them on if women sign up for them. But when women stop signing up for these comps, why are we still doing them?
Yeah.
You know, like we want the sport to grow. We want the incentive to be there for them. That's why we did a cash prize comp a few weeks ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
But if women aren't signing up for them, what more do we have to do?
Yeah.
Like we can keep doing it, but
If you put it out there, say after this, or we clip this up and post it, and say you got 8 women interested in doing an opens, because you're going to get, like, obviously weight class women are going to be doing that as well.
Yeah.
Would you consider pulling the opens away from the weight classes and then just doing it as an open women?
I would say for 2025, probably not.
No, I don't think. I don't think it. Well, they could. Everyone out there, you could shock us and go. Yeah, we're here and we're going to do it and we're going to sign up and open up the entries, and that's fine. But as a standalone competition for 5 or 6 women,
I think before we can agree to put our resources and effort into that, the women have to show us that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that means if this next year we do Ayshea qualifiers and we get a rake of women sign up for every category, not just for the opens, that shows us the women are willing to compete, which means we're going to be more willing to take this on board and be like, look, at next year maybe we can work towards doing, like you said, a novice inters and then a big show with the open women. You know, but I think we need to see the women coming up and actually signing up for competitions.
And you're talking like you'd want to be having at least 10 to 12 women per category.
Absolutely.
To be able to even think about doing
But for that opens alone, and the prestige of that, and to have a good venue and to have a standalone competition. And we would have talked about this over the years, going, oh, you know, like, why are the men, why do they get this and why do they get that? And like,
now you see it.
But we know, like we knew it then, but we knew it. That's why Strongwoman Ireland, one of the reasons we're there is to try and grow it and promote it and bring people along and make them understand, you know, that in order for the sport to grow and for us to have that standalone, like the guys have, we need the women there.
We want these big shows. We want to be able to do this for women, and we want them to have the platform that they deserve to have. But there's like 4 or 5 people can't make that happen. We need everyone to come together. The women who are at that caliber to sign up for these competitions. The women who are just about coming up there to throw themselves in the deep end and also do it. Which, in fairness, we have seen a few of them done this year. A few of them have signed up for higher level comps and they've done phenomenal in them and they've done really well. But we need more of that. We need more people to step out of their comfort zone, to sign up for the higher levels. We need them to do the national level comps as well and show us that they're willing to compete in them, so we can make them bigger for them as well.
Yeah. No, makes...
There we are. I think I answered that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree with you. Like, I can't disagree with a word you're saying there.
Yeah, like, it's not like we'll never do it.
Yeah,
but
it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, so will the Strongwoman League be back for 2025?
So we do actually have, hopefully we're in the pipeline, we have some news breaking. What we are looking to do is definitely bring back the league. We think after the novice and intermediates this year, we've seen the women are coming up the ranks, and that most likely having a league back now would be a good thing to do, because it's going to give the women that opportunity who may not think they're quite good enough for a national competition or for a tribes competition, or they want to do, you know, it doesn't suit them, whatever, but to give them this league route as well. But what we're hoping to, and I'm still waiting to get confirmation from
early days.
We're very early days, so don't. But it's, you heard it here first, newsflash. And we're actually in talks with Strongwoman, the Scottish Strongwoman League, Scottish Strongwoman League, to actually try and tie in with them a little bit and run alongside them, very similar to what the GSP League.
Just we were planning this way before they.
But we'll have this argument.
Ours gets announced, and then 2 days later I hear, you know,
excuse me, we did this.
The Scottish Strongwoman League last year.
So back off, boys. Anyway, so what we're hoping to do is that there will be 3 league events, 1 in each quarter, with a final of the top 5 from Scotland and Ireland going
per category,
going head to head in like a Celtic league event.
Like fight.
Fight. So again, like, it's still early days. We're just trying to work out the logistics of it and how the final might fall, and will it suit people and will it suit us. But it's exciting because it's going to give. I think it will be really cool because it will give you a little bit of G'ing up against each other. So, look what the Scottish women were doing. Look what the Irish women are doing. A bit of banter, a bit of back and forth. And we get on really well with the Scots anyway. So they're a sound old bunch. So it'd be a good crack at the very least.
Good crack. And I think it might actually entice more people into it as well too, because it is for the crack. It's not, there's no pressure on it being like a national level competition.
And I suppose that's the other thing to understand as well. We have class 1, class 2. So we just need to, we call it class 1 and class 2, don't we?
Did,
Yeah, so the Scottish League has novice and intermediate, I
I'm
think
not
it
entirely sure.
is.
We're gonna have to align.
Yeah, so we'll look at it and it'll be very much aligned. So that's exciting and that's in the pipeline. It's not finalised. We are working on it, but at the very least, we're going to bring the league back
yeah.
anyway.
The great thing about the league is there's so much onus on, like, for the women's side of it to kind of do nationals, either OSG or I know I just went on a big rant about you have to do OSG nationals, but to do OSG or INSF nationals, which do step out of your comfort zone and do them.
Absolutely.
But like then also after that, especially from the INSF side, like there's no international kind of comp to go into or to further into. That's not like
if you don't qualify for it.
Yeah. So basically what you have is if you do an OSG qualifier, you have OSG routes for Europes and Worlds from us. If you do the INSF, you have the INSF, natural strongman routes.
But then like if you're not at that level, then gives them
absolutely. So they can now decide then, and I like you said, we want to go and do the competitions.
Do all of our competitions, but do this one especially.
But for those who need that comp experience, that's going to give.
But then also at the end of it, like you have another international chance. Then that's just like Sharon said, just for fun, just a bit of banter.
Just for the
There's no like I know a lot of people that kind of like get like so caught up in the whole it's a national title, it's a national event, I have to be really really good at this.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like just for fun.
Yeah.
Just go
have
and
the crack. Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Our Mary sent one in. What about events that we either would like to see more or less of in competitions?
More Dinny Stone, all of the Dinny Stone holds, everyone likes them. It's just the two oddballs here that didn't like. Well, you didn't get to see them, so.
I was selling t-shirts.
You were selling t-shirts, you were making money. But Matt doesn't like anything that's,
you know what I'd like to see more of? And again, it's very space dependent. Is
Conan's wheels.
No. But like even, I loved the yoke into axle at Worlds. I thought that was
a lot of people
really good to watch.
Yeah.
I see the Rogue Invitational has a yoke into power stairs.
Ooh.
I'd love to do that.
That's
here
tasty.
we wouldn't have the space. We need another 5 meters that way.
That'd be pretty cool. Why?
I hate power stairs. I think when you all get off your feckin' power stairs, Buzz, I can't wait.
Why did you hate it?
See, your experience with Steve's.
My legs are like this big.
But that's because you're shitting at it.
But Steve's steps were like double the height of everyone else's because it's based on his leg.
Ayshea, I didn't get to the steps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she didn't get to the steps. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's it's just exciting to watch. Stuff like that, combination events are
I like
actually
the idea of combination
cool.
events, but
I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
But actually, when I first seen it, then I was like, "Oh, this is amazing to watch."
It kind of started off with the Rogue yoke into log.
That's exactly what it started.
And it was like everybody was like, "That's such a shite event."
But
Who
it was
would
class
think
to watch,
of this?
wasn't it?
And then we were all like, "Wow."
The one thing they missed out on there is they didn't have it head to head.
Yes.
Because that's what was exciting at Worlds was watching people come off the yoke and flake into the axle.
If
and
they
try
had that
to
head to head with Mitch Hooper, head to head with someone else, you would have really have seen.
Could you imagine?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So it's a very space dependent thing, but I'd love to see more.
But
of
at those like high level national, like international comps, where you have it in like bigger venues, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Which comes back on our first question, where it's like, if you want to see the more interesting things, you have to.
You have to go through that.
Something else, and again, you're all going to hate this, but like I would love to see more sandbag carry for distance.
Of course you would, because you're an asshole.
Because when we haven't done it at all this year, right?
Why?
I tell you, listen to me. We haven't. hear me out. We haven't done it at all this year because people just complained about me doing it, right? So I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I'll do other things. We done it at the beginners comp, and I loved watching it. And the Ireland's Strongest Firefighters, they were going full send. They were giving it everything. There's nothing better than watching that.
It's because they're so new to it. They don't realise how terrible it is. Right?
So
they're like
I'm not
really
going
eager
to
and
lie
like, let's
here.
do it.
It's really.
It's because you're good at it. This champagne
I actually like it.
Yeah. But you're both opens, and opens are notoriously shit at max distance stuff and loading.
It's because they're like 120 kilos, and the sandbags are the same size as me.
Let's give me max distance.
I do max distance yoke.
Yeah.
But it's if you people side by side going for it.
You have actually done it.
Weight class athletes because the opens are crap at it.
No,
I didn't say that, and I didn't agree to it. By the way,
it's very very entertaining, and people watching from the outside that aren't actually competing, like just regular folk watching it, will find it incredibly entertaining to watch.
We make all of them do sandbag carries and like never do it again.
I think that's what's important is that the layperson, them watching from the outside in, I think that's what we need more of, is more excitement for them.
I think the reason they find it so exciting is because it's very difficult to visualize weight in a bar.
Yeah.
And like as something else. Whereas if you have a sack full of sand, and you say this
two
is
bags
80
of
kilos,
coals or 3
they're
bags
like,
of coals.
oh, I know, this looks like this weight.
Yeah.
I think that's why they find it
Exa-
as a more
Yeah, I
exciting
think
as
for anyone looking on, people running like side by side, like head to head against each other is always good.
Always.
Oh yeah.
And then when you look at it from that perspective as well, like doing the likes of a truck pull and stuff, I'd love to see more of that in comps.
We don't,
And
I suppose, because
I
Ireland,
would
I
as
think
well.
it's weather.
It's
so much to do
venue.
with
It's
weather.
venue as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like
And getting the truck.
it's having the distance. It has to be an outdoor comp. Yeah, the weather
Good.
sucks.
Yeah.
You can't.
Good ground.
Good
ground,
ground.
yeah.
Good
Also,
ground.
like training for it, like I know you can train for it in cars and that kind of stuff. But I mean, when you come to actually pulling a truck, it's not very comparable.
Visually though, it's
Yeah.
so cool
And
to
then
watch.
there's
I'd love to see more car
Yeah.
deadlifts. I'd love to see all that old school stuff.
Back, like, and
yeah.
Steel bar bending?
No.
No.
Brick holds.
Cheese deadlifts?
No. Well, I like cheese.
Anchor dragged through a pond.
See, we couldn't have cheese, you'll eat it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
A car deadlift would be cool. Again, like even somewhere like Claregalway Castle, like we could do a car
That
deadlift
would
there
be
potentially.
like a tractor.
A tractor, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think more visually appealing
Absolutely,
stuff.
yeah.
That's why bag toss is such a hit with like regular people. When like if you remember the Claregalway Castle comp, the light just
Hello?
flashed.
Is there anybody there?
The bag toss was a massive hit for all the people in the crowd watching.
Yeah.
When the last bag go over, they were all going
The
nuts for it.
head-to-head aspect as
It's
well.
the head-to-head.
Yeah.
It's the fast-paced head-to-head stuff. Load medleys. It's class to watch.
Yeah, it
know?
is. There's
So yeah, I know.
Shite, but-
I have just rambled on for 5 minutes what stuff I
course you
want to
did.
see. But what about you?
Okay, it's all about you, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm after saying. What about you?
I
I
like a
would-
good overhead medley.
Yes.
Rather
Yeah.
than,
But
I
not with
like-
dumbbells.
No, we'll put one in somewhere, but I like a good overhead medley.
Yeah, optional at the end.
And I don't mean back and forward between log axle, log axle.
Oh, like various
like a
implements.
ladder.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, a good overhead
Yeah.
ladder.
But like, it doesn't have to just be log or
We
just
had a-
axle. I like.
We had a good overhead ladder at Worlds.
No, it was just log.
It was literally just log.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
it was all right. So
Anyway,
you have to get like 70 logs into
What
one
about
building.
Yeah.
log, axle, log, axle?
Matty, we've done that.
yeah, no.
No.
No, rather than back and forth. I don't
Oh,
know.
but heavy.
It's
Well,
getting
yeah, that
heavier,
could
yeah.
be different. Yeah,
And
I
then-
just like I don't know
It's
why.
the same but
yeah.
different.
It's like I like deadlift ladders as well. Do all different deadlift ladders. That would be
You
great.
had a comp planned like that before. It never went ahead.
It actually didn't, did
What
it?
was
comp
like-
was that?
It was like a axle bar deadlift, a trap bar deadlift, a deadlift bar deadlift, and like a
Yeah, what
silver dollar
happened to
deadlift.
that?
People didn't sign up for it,
Oh, all right. So we
So you
pulled the
can't
plug
do
on
it,
it.
yeah.
Okay, right.
which I was
Yeah.
happy at the time because I couldn't get past the third deadlift. And I was like, oh no.
So
But
you-
no, like that kind of thing, I like
Yeah.
that. But again, it's like space dependent and equipment dependent. It's a
Absolutely.
lot of gear to have to bring
Yeah.
somewhere or set up somewhere.
Oh, the log ladder at Worlds was a nightmare. Like all that
I've
kit
never
and
seen so
plates.
many logs in one place
And
before.
And so many
So
15
many.
kilo plates.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, so more ladders you'd like to see.
I like more.
Ladders are cool. I
Deadlift
like
and
ladders.
overhead. Yeah.
I'm a fan of ladders.
I would say more Hoosefell, but it's been around a lot this year.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Hoosefell, but it's steel Hoosefell.
Yeah, not
Just
the
to
Swiss bell
clarify.
bag. Yeah, not the sandbag.
Unless it's off a plinth.
Yeah, because those bags are shy to get off the floor.
I
Yeah.
actually prefer them
Yeah.
from the floor, but that's because I'm a weirdo.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
not the
no.
Hoosfeld sandbags.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
How do you pick it up?
I push it down like a sandbag, pull her up like that. and Slip. Yeah.
Isn't it like,
No.
God, I don't know.
Way better. I can't. I don't know. Plinth. But anyway,
Yeah, Hoosefell.
yeah, we've seen a lot of Hoosfell. But
I love another Max yoke.
Max
I love yoke. So Maxis and yoke would
You
be
like
nice. Yeah. Sharon.
I really dislike farmers, so if you could have them out of all competitions.
It's not
it'd be
about what you
fine.
dislike now
It's
yourself
what it is,
though,
personally.
technically.
What would
I
you like to see in competitions?
Personally, I told you more truck pull.
Football, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yes, trouble. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think
Yeah.
more farmers.
More farmers.
I love
Shut up,
farmers.
Phil.
as long as they're heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a good heavy farmers. Yeah.
Because like I think I've said it in fucking 5 different podcasts at this stage between Yi and with Steve and everyone else. Like UK's and Ireland's last year in Chaos was way too light.
Yeah.
It was a speed event, not a grip event. And if you're doing farmers, it needs to be a grip event, not a speed event. So it kind of, with the high level stuff in particular, bugs
Yeah.
me when I see it and it's not a grip event anymore. It's just a speed event. It's just
Oh,
why
yeah.
have farmers then? What's the
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's,
agree.
that's my rant.
No, I agree with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have a question. Is that
Yep.
the last from the...
That is the last.
I got one. What do you feel is holding back the women's side of growing like the men's side? We kind of covered this.
We did, but I think
I think men's side have been around for so long.
I think that's what it is.
Time is a big thing.
Massive. Like if you, in context, like we said, Ultimate Strongman had their 25th anniversary this year or this year.
This year, last year.
Ireland's Strongest Woman has only been consistently going for 7 years.
Like we've only held one national competition.
So,
ourselves.
Yeah,
like
but
Ireland,
but a strong woman itself.
Yeah.
In this country, Ireland's strongest woman consistently for 7
years. Is it 2016? Or was it 17?
2017.
17.
Yeah. So it's only been gone for 7 years this year, 8 next year. We've a long way to go.
Yeah. And like in fairness, this year's OSG qualifier, like Ireland's Strongest Woman, was the largest held ever.
Yeah.
So it has grown.
Yeah.
But still needs.
And I think the women are starting to be more consistent year on year now as well too.
You're seeing the same faces kind of come up now.
Yeah.
They're sticking to it longer, which is great.
Because the thing is, we do see a lot of turnover with the men. You see lads that are here this year, maybe next year, and they're gone, and that's you never see them again. But there's enough lads for you to not notice that in the numbers of competitions. Whereas if there's a year where there's not massive uptake, and then you lose 3 or 4 women in a category,
it's a lot.
It's like there's nothing there the next year. Do you know?
That could be the whole category gone.
Yeah. Whereas you have the surplus of men, I think, at the moment.
I think that the likes of when you look at now, say Dave Harrington and April in Midlands with these kind of gyms that are like ours, which are kind of sneaking people in. Well, we did the other way around. We were like, we're specifically for powerlifting and strongman, and we've had to go the other way.
And then they kind of keep coming up.
Yeah.
But I think that's
I think that's going to be. So you had, I know, unfortunately, I think Alpha in Offaly are a bit homeless at the moment, but the likes of those little groups getting together is going to be massive. And I think, like I said, Midland Strength at the moment, they have a good few women that are involved there. So hopefully we'll see, like that
shift
spread
as well. Like men used to always kind of go to the gym to get strong and to lift weights and stuff, whereas women go to the gym to lose weight and do cardio. Whereas there's a shift in that in like the last 10 years of women are also strength training. So kind of slowly climbs up to their strength training in the gym. They're maybe doing CrossFit. They think CrossFit is too much and come to Strongwoman because it's way more fun. You know, like you kind of see that happen. Also seeing more strong women like on TV and on the internet is becoming more of a household thing will help. Children, like young women are seeing it now, like their mothers are doing. We see it at our comps. There's a lot of young girls watching their mothers do it, which will help because that'll come up as well. I think it's just maybe in like another 20 years we might be at the same level.
I think it just needs more time as well, like you're saying. I just more work on like obviously the things everyone's doing to push things on and make it more popular. I
think as well in the other podcast we did, and you brought this up as well, Kayla, the dynamic for women is much more different to men. Like there's a whole different psyche and social aspect for women. And it's
which is also slightly beginning to shift as well.
Absolutely, beginning to shift. And it's I think once it starts to get that out there, and like I said, the women who are here and their kids are seeing it and people are supporting them more and they understand it's more, there is a community there. That it should grow, but it's going to take time. Like we said, we're only 7 or 8 years in. The lads have been going 25 years.
And the other thing is as well, and people probably don't realise this, but it is still very much a male-interested dominated sport. Because I know from when we were like running Service Ireland, and even with GSP Promotions page, now if you go to the back of like Instagram and look at who's actually interacting with the page, I think with Service it was like 75 to 80% men, and I think GSP Promotions is very similar as well. So the interactions and the people that are actually watching, the people that are following, it's largely men. So again, how do we fix that? I don't know.
We're doing what we're doing.
Keep doing it. I think time.
Like we're giving the women a platform where we have our social media pages where we share as much as we can when you tag us, showing more women that there are women doing it. I think it's when you see it, you're more likely to kind of do it.
I think no more than like probably soccer and rugby and everything back in the day. It was very much male dominated, but you always there were women who were interested because of their fathers and because of their brothers at the time, and then that generation switches, and I think that's maybe where we're at now, is the younger female children are seeing their brothers and their dads, and now the mothers are getting involved. So it's gonna
it's mad how many like lads have done it and their partners have been like, oh, that's a great crack, and they do it. You know, so that's also helping bring more women into the sport.
So, like, I know how you two got into it. How did you get into it?
I I went to a gym to start losing weight.
And
there was a competition on in Monaghan in Carroll, and I done it for the absolute crack. And that was it.
all right, so you just hopped into it for the crack, like,
Yeah.
and continued on from there.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out, how people heard about it, what got
How
them
they got into
started,
it,
what motivated them to jump into it. Because, like, again, for you walked into a strongman gym with Dave to just do some general training, and eventually found
I
yourself.
wanted to be really strong at my other sport.
Yes.
And
Oh
then
yeah, sorry.
yeah.
But you were in a strongman gym.
It just
Yeah.
it was just coincidentally. It was
Yeah.
a powerlifting gym then.
Yeah.
It was a part of the gym then, kind of.
Yeah.
I played roller derby and was getting my ass kicked on track and came to Matty for strength and conditioning training. And then everybody kept asking me when I was going to compete and bullied me into competing, and I did.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you strongman, and again,
CrossFit as
True.
well.
CrossFit,
Yeah.
powerlifting,
CrossFit started,
strongman,
yeah.
So,
yeah. So just I wasn't sure what got you into it.
but I
where you
think as well,
started,
when I
so-
say this before, is like, this is the thing, right? A lot of women go, oh my God, I'd never be interested in that. And I remember when I started CrossFit, there was a questionnaire, and I'll always go back to this. And it was like, this was in the June I joined, and it was like, oh, are you interested in Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, or strength training? And I'm like, no. Within a year, I'd broken national and international records in powerlifting.
5 times Ireland's strongest woman hates everything.
Hates everything. So I think that's another, it's like you said, that you don't go into necessarily look at the sport and go, oh, I want to go and do that.
Yeah, no.
You suddenly, you walk into it and then go, oh, hang on, this is actually really good fun. I'm really liking this. But
I think as well, it kind of attracts women who don't have a sporting background. Like, you don't have to have a sporting
no,
background.
absolutely not.
Like, it benefits you in some ways,
Yeah.
but like, I never did sports as a kid. Like, I started doing sports in my mid-20s.
Is that why you fall over everything?
that is probably actually what she falls over.
Oh,
everything, yeah.
Mrs. Boxer, she's back, by the way.
I only walked into some boxes carrying it. Yeah, so like, you don't have to have like this big upbringing of doing sport for your whole life to be able to do Strongwoman. I mean, like, you can walk into a gym and pick up a barbell and kick off your training.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Absolutely.
as simple as it is.
Yep.
And the beautiful thing about, like, again, it's not everywhere, but like in Ireland and say Scotland in particular, you've got the leagues going, which is like your class 1s, class 2s, and no matter what level you're at, you can keep competing at them and keep climbing the ladder over time.
Yeah.
There's guys even in the men's class 2 here in Ireland that have been at it for 2 or 3 years, and they're just, you can see them like every year getting that little bit better.
Yeah.
And eventually they might move into class 1. So there's always something to target as well.
Yeah. I think as well, next year, like, Kayla's back in a bit more full swing.
I'm back.
Yeah. And she's got Ireland's strongest baby sit up. But with Kayla be back, I think hopefully Mary will be back as well, and Eve up, that next year will be a bit more focused, I suppose, on what I was trying to get to do before, which was trying to get into like maybe youth groups or schools or something, getting the word out there of what strongman and strongwoman actually is, so that, because if they don't know, they don't like, what's the one, if they don't see it, they can't be it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hype around her sport, around niche, like mainstream sports, but we don't get a breathing, so we're going to have to do that ourselves, I think.
Yeah, you probably do. Like,
I think
for future
so, yeah.
generations,
It's going to be in order
get in
for
there
them
early.
to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you got any more questions?
That's all of them, Matty.
That's it.
That's
Do
it?
you have any questions for us?
No.
Are you
Not
sure?
really. No, I don't.
We want to put out there?
Yeah, I don't really.
That's to watch the rugby.
I said, well, yeah, I'm going to put on RT player
Is
here.
there anything else, I suppose, from us? Like, have we got anything in the pipeline we're thinking of? I think merch-wise, we're going to have some bits coming down.
Yeah, we're going to do a pre-order on some winter merch. I suppose we could talk about the last competition that we had.
Oh, actually, that would be a good one. We have a quick recap on that one on our Open Women's
That's actually
Comp.
a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Go for that.
So I suppose it was pulled up and said, let's do an Open Women's Comp and throw some money out there.
We decided to, we'd look at our bank account and
We've
went,
got loads of money.
we have too much money. No, despite only having 5 women enter it, every single one of them came back to us and told us how much fun they had.
Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely, it was
And like,
brilliant.
the fact that we had like €850 for grabs in total for prize money, each one of them came in to have a laugh and to have fun.
That was it, yeah.
Like, all you could see in like the warm-up room and even on the track and like on the comp platform was them just having the best time, which is,
It was brilliant.
and I think a lot of them needed that to kind of like see how fun, especially if you've had a really big competitive year or kind of a year that hasn't really gone to plan for you, to have that kind of really fun comp that has no impact on your career, like
Absolutely,
for the following
it's
year.
not
or
a
anything.
title, it's nothing up for grabs or to lose. Yeah,
Just a bit of crack, and I think every woman, like you did it.
There was no
We
pressure.
threw Sharon
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
The only pressure
I didn't have a
was
choice.
to compete.
Get out there.
Yeah, I think it was just a really good, fun, chilled comp,
Yeah.
and it was great to watch.
And I think as
Yeah,
well what
it was
brilliant
actually, I really enjoyed
is
it.
we ran the novice intermediates
The
alongside
beginner-y
it.
kind of
So,
one,
yeah. So it was really good, I think, for them to be out in the back room warming up with the likes of Sharon, Jade, who we have Danielle, you know, and then the two ladies from the UK,
Emma and Amy.
So we had these powerhouse of women that had been there for a long time, and a lot of those women would have known or will know who you are as that group.
Yeah.
Now they might not necessarily know the girls from the UK unless they follow in a bit of the UK NS stuff, but they were well aware of what they're capable of because of the weights they were lifting and throwing around. So that I think must have been, because we didn't really have that when we were coming up through Strongwoman. I didn't have that. I didn't have this group of women to go, oh wow, one day I could be like that. So I think having that opens competition alongside that was really good.
It's great for those beginner level women who we had at the day to see, and also to see them having the crack, and to see that it's not totally serious. That
there's not this
even though they're out there competing,
they're not competing.
They're still having
in
so
the
much
background.
fun.
They're helping
I think
each other
more
out.
of that would be really good.
Because
I think sometimes like the beginners, novices have probably a different perception of what goes on at open comps between the men and the women, not just like the women's side of it. And they're probably intimidated by a lot of the people, but like, again, if you watch these women, they're just having fun and having a laugh back there. And same time with the lads, a lot of the time. Might be a lot of talk and bravado online, but like when they're in the warm-up room, they're all friends and having a crack, and they're all helping each other out all the time. And I don't know if people realise that. Like, you see it with the novice and beginners, and it's the same.
It
it's the same with the open.
Pretty much.
I remember one Ireland's Strongest Woman that I went in, and I'd had like a shitey prep for it, and I decided on the day, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun. And like in the warm-up room, I was just having a laugh. I'm like out there, if I mess something up, I just had a laugh. I was like, you know what, this means like I'm not gonna win, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna have fun. And that was one of the best competitions I ever had because
the stress was gone.
There's no stress, and it was just like PB, have a bit of crack.
I suppose then for next year, my view, and I'm fairly sure that you will share that, is that it's bigger and better, that we have a bigger cash prize, we have more people entry, and it will be like, it's open to anyone around the world. So any international athlete can come in.
Emma and Amy have already said they want to come back. We've had a few women messages like
I think
Hope,
a few of the Scottish girls are definitely looking to come over.
A few more of the English women had messages asking us, are we putting this on again? And we were like, that's our plan. You know?
And I suppose for the likes of that, if we knew we were guaranteed to get 12 or 15 women coming in for an open competition, back to one of our first questions.
We will hire a truck.
No,
don't quote me on that.
No, but
I remember that.
Yeah. But there's nothing to say that isn't the open show that could be big.
Might be the big one that we want,
be the big one.
Yeah.
So, bigger and better, more cash prizes, and hopefully get some sponsor on board. But be cool.
Like as an athlete, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. You have to say that anyway.
Don't have to.
No, you won't actually. She'll be like, that was shite.
Yeah, like, that was shit. That reffing was shit. I should have reffed myself.
Like, we did a shit job of putting this together.
No, it was enjoyable.
That'll be the soundbite now.
The results from it, I just popped them up here as well for anyone that doesn't know. So Jade Hoare won the competition on 20 points. Emma Hunt second on 18 points. Sharon there, 15 points in third place. Danielle Groom, 13 points in fourth. And Amy Bradburn, fifth place with 9 points.
Yeah, I think the great thing about it was that there was a different winner for the first three events.
Emma, Jade, then Sharon. Yes, that is correct.
Sharon
won the next two events. She won 3 and 4. And then
it's only for
Emma,
a deadlift shite and an overhead shite.
won the last event.
But like,
and she likes to touch the dumbbell on the way up to stabilise it.
Yeah, but it was cool to see that even like from the start of the competition, it wasn't like an outright winner. Like there was,
Absolutely.
It was really cool.
It was
anybody's,
entertaining.
Especially with the low numbers. You kind of think with low number comps that someone's going to run away with it, but I think it was close enough from the start that nobody kind of ran off straight away, and it was
going into the last event. Jade was on 17 points, and this is where it gets really tight. Then second place Emma had 13, Sharon had 13, and Danielle had 12.
So it was very close for second place.
Incredibly close for second and third. Anyone could be on that podium, you know. It was a real battle.
And with that last event, like it was the Ginny handle hold. It could have been like we knew Emma was going to do well because that's she's like into the grip stuff. But like even then, like anything can go wrong on your grip on the day.
100%.
So it could have been anybody's.
Yeah, especially if you haven't had a dinny handle to practice on, or all of these things.
Picked them up wrong, or
they
you
twist on you, they
didn't have
turn.
enough chalk, anything like that. Yeah, so it's an exciting one to have. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yes,
an exciting one to
finally
have when the points are kind of like that.
Well, I think just
Or
going
like
for the excitement thing, Matt, we've been slagging all the way through it, but the feedback actually for that dinny hold was so positive. So I'm so delighted I put that.
I don't have. I obviously don't have an issue with holds. I just don't like the dinnies
You just have
stuff in
issues.
comps.
Yeah.
I think they should be left in Scotland, like I said in the last one.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a traditional thing. Like it shouldn't. You know what I mean? That's my view on
We
it.
should just have stones to pick up then.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
any old rock.
Yeah, it's like going out to Clare Galway there and making, an old replica there that's kind of like it, because when you put plates on it, it's actually nothing like it, I'm sure. And then we'll go out to Clare Galway, we'll get another random stone in the field and say, this is the Clare Galway stone now at Clare Galway Castle next year. Lift that, lads.
She might have to, because they've hidden it.
I know, yeah. It's been put away, but
It's been hidden.
I'd say, I'd assume we'd still be able to get it because we were respectful and respected it.
Yeah.
Matty's a good boy.
I'm a good boy. Nice lad.
Good laddie.
Nice lad.
So that was really our last one and our big novice and beginners that we've done throughout the two we did.
So like to recap our plan then for next year calendar wise, so we're looking at doing OSG qualifiers again, and we will announce the venue and date in the next week or so. Then we're hoping to run 3 league events in Ireland with a final with Scotland TBC, and in that would be like the novice entry level, which would kind of all the people that did beginners this year just jump into it, and then the SWI Open again, which would be unreal if we had a really good turnout.
It'd be fantastic, yeah.
Are you doing 3 league events and then a final, is it? Or
we need to
you're not sure yet.
Well, that would be, I think that's the way Scotland are doing it. They're doing 3 in a final.
We still need to confirm
we need to,
with the Strongwoman Scottish League exactly what the plan is. But
we would definitely be doing 3.
From the men's side of it, we're doing 3 and then a finals. That's which Steve actually was going to do 4, and I was like, I don't want to run any more comps.
You're like,
I think he's like, maybe less stress doing 3. So he's doing 3 as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's no reason like one country can't do one amount 3 and another country can't do 4, because
that's not going to miss your results up for your final.
No, it doesn't affect because it's their league standalone points. Yeah.
You're just taking the top 5 regardless of multiple events.
So they run 4 and have a final, and we run 3. It doesn't affect.
It would have no effect whatsoever.
Sound.
It depends what the demand is as well.
It would be nice to
match.
Do the same thing though. Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to see, or where would you like to see Strongwoman Ireland be, or Strongwoman in Ireland be in 5 years' time? Did I?
Yeah.
5 years' time.
Yeah, 3 years and 5 years.
Definitely answered this.
Is
this like a business plan?
Oh.
Where did we did answer this.
Did you definitely answer this?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Forget about that. So we'll just.
Are you looking at your questions from?
No. I actually have the calendar of comps for the year open in front of me.
Yeah.
Well, like OSG qualifiers bigger, Strongwoman Ireland Open, huge,
massive,
like the Irish comp to do. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It could be like. I mean, I think there's a big thing. I think people like doing non-federation comps sometimes because it's just like it's different. It's away from the norm, and like people from all over come to it.
There's so much less stress.
Yeah,
like
so
you're
much
not
less stress.
qualifying for anything. You're
absolutely.
Just
we've seen that with the Irish Strength Cup as well. Like the lads were having so much fun, like in that.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's such a great atmosphere. So you're taking that stress off them. Yeah, like we said, more women involved, more gyms and clubs getting involved and on the back, trying to pull the women in as well. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's not, okay, we're trying to grow this and we have such a passion for it, but it's not just us that should be responsible for trying to grow this sport. It's anyone who's interested in strongman.
100%.
Yeah. So if you are in a gym or if you are in a club and you're like, spread the word. Tag people, show the
benefits you.
Socials.
Like the bigger the sport gets, benefits every single person that wants to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
we've said this time and time again. You see a post, you think it's cool, or you think it could be interesting or benefit someone, share the fucking thing.
Yeah.
If it's about a competition or something, just share it. It's very easy to do, and it goes a long way into getting people into the sport. I actually asked Rory O'Hagan how he got into strongman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the
last time I was like, "What got you into it?" And he was just watching World's Strongest Man, and I think he's seen Paul Smith on it, and then Paul shared a thing about coaching spaces on his story. He followed him, and he's like, "Right, I'll get this guy to coach me." So he got called to coach him and was straight into strongman. It can be that simple. It can be as simple as seeing something like that and going, geez, that's cool, which he did basically. I've seen World's Strongest Man on TV. And then he was training in gyms, just doing general training at the time. Seeing Paul, thought, oh, this is cool. So he followed him. Yeah. Then seeing that Paul had coaching spaces, and that was it.
Yep.
And he was one of the best strongmen in the country.
We found that ourselves when we held our first seminar up in Enfield. We held a seminar, and then after that, so many women did our first timer comp because off the back of that. Yeah. From just being exposed to it for that an hour. Yeah.
Yes. I think as well the likes of, I think Rebecca Roberts had a piece in The Guardian, and she'd been on some documentary in BBC or some game, not game show, but it's like a celebs thing where you talk about your sport.
Yeah.
But I actually had one of my, Donna actually messaged me on WhatsApp and sent me a link and goes, your sport is finally going mainstream and it's being covered by the likes of The Guardian. So hopefully more of that.
Yeah.
And if from an Irish perspective we could get more.
But even I remember the Ultimates that you did in Limerick was on TV, and the amount of people that came up to me at work going, Strongman's on TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, why weren't you there? And I'm like, I was there just selling stuff. But the fact that they're like, I saw the sport that you do on TV. And
absolutely,
you're like, yeah.
So if we can get more of that, that would be great. But that would be, I suppose, a long 3 to 5 year term.
Somebody do a documentary on us.
That's what we need, yeah. Anyone.
That guy over there.
More exposure, share the stuff. You're only benefiting yourself. The bigger it gets, the better it's for any of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I literally have no more questions for you because we kind of answered and all that stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, all right. Cool. I think we'll wrap it up, guys. Unless you have any final remarks.
No
more sandbags.
No more sandbags.
Done.
Shit out of luck. Thanks for listening, folks. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel and share and all that crack.
Share. Ding, ding, ding.
Bye.
Bye.